Hi, it's Skycat.live! Woo! Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. I hope you have some good love in your life. I know I do. And I love you guys, and thank you for, on the subject of love, I love you guys, and thank you for hanging out with me today. We're going to be playing some Rust and some EVE Online and some FFXI. We have the Rust loaded, and we are now going to actually start the video. This is the third time I've tried to start it, but I keep trying to sow insurrection against Microsoft and publish it, and I can't really do that now, can I? Might get sued for libel. So I'm not going to publish anything negative about Microsoft. At least I publish negative things about Microsoft all the time. But I won't make war crime allegations against Microsoft on stream and publish it. That I won't do. I'll hint at it, but I won't actually make them. I'm gonna get off the big screen. Sorry about that. I just want to say hi. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you are viewing the world through the framework of heart. Woo! Okay, and so here we go. We go with deactivate, and now we're finally going to actually start this video and actually play some video games instead of trying to speak out against giant corporate bastards. Okay? I promise. We're going to play some video games now and not be, punkers anymore. I promise. Go on about my business here. I got to put this stuff away. I forgot. It's good that this is here. I suppose I could work on this further, but I don't really care per se. I'm gonna go home and see if I was raided. Gonna go get the ships out on the belt. The apps are supposedly loaded, but I don't see them. Nope. 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 The apps are supposedly loaded, but I don't see them. So we will... Yeah, game client is starting, is it? Yeah, but you're not, though. But you're not starting. This launcher won't even start the games. Fix it. Let's try again. That launcher will not start the client. Something's wrong with it. Oh my god. Why is there always some Microsoft problem? I'm not going to start off with this, I promise. Why is there always some Microsoft cocksucking going on? Why? Every single day of my fucking life. Fucking Microsoft piece of worthless shit. Launch the games. There you go. It took you... What was that? Fucking 7 minutes to launch the EVE title? Fucking piece of shit, Microsoft. Fuck you. Keep stealing time from me directly. While I'm talking about you stealing time from me, you continue to steal the time from me. Launch the fucking client, worthless piece of shit operating system. If I thought I could get better from Linux, I would go to Linux, but I don't think I can. I can get the same exact fucking problems. Guarantee it.
Skill training completed.
You know why? They're the same thing. Just like Republicans and Democrats, they're all the same thing. You think there's a difference? No. Linux has the exact same fucking problems. I'm not stupid. So now, can't see anything. Oh, yep. So okay, now we're gonna load the other client. Ooh, look at you stumble. You're pretty good at this. Oh god, I'll reformat Windows tomorrow. Apparently I've let Microsoft remain as an operating system too long, and now my Windows is unraveled and it can't even provide daily fucking operation anymore. So I'm just gonna reformat Windows tomorrow, guys, and stop bitching about it. I'm terribly sorry. We all know that Windows is entirely worthless and the worst amount of money ever stolen in mankind's history.
Connecting.
I don't need to keep harping about it or whatever. We all know that Microsoft is the second worst war crime ever committed. It's not something new. How much time did Microsoft steal in the last hour and a half? Oh, 45 minutes. That's good math, feasible math. Yeah, that'll totally be feasible to continue like that, yeah. Okay, have we got the clients loaded? We do. Have we got the frame rate? We do. Okay, we're going to look it around for an ice belt. We do. Very good. Oh, wrong ship. Oops.
Docking request
I'm probably in the wrong
accepted.
ship in the other one too. Make that dude. That's the bit that I can publish. I said my piece. I got how I feel across, and I can publish that. They won't hit me for libel then. My biggest fear, my greatest fear of all time is Microsoft somehow trying to force me to provide proof. Because I can, but I would have to sit in a court of law and just operate a computer for like 8 hours, you know? That's and then they would see what I go through every day from Microsoft. Like the amount of time that they steal, the things that they can't do, but they say they can, and all this other shit, you know? I don't know. A lot of things come to mind. I'm gonna get off it. It wasn't my intention to get on it like that. I go to try and not talk about it, and then Microsoft steals a bunch of time directly while I'm trying to not talk about it. It's like kind of like, oh, no, Microsoft's not a rapist, but then Microsoft comes and rapes you while you're trying to talk about how Microsoft's not actually a rapist, That's literally what happens. I try to say, oh, Microsoft's not that bad, but while I'm saying it, Microsoft is failing in real time in the background, And you're like, oh, God, I'm coping. I'm coping with Microsoft. I'm trying to pretend that Microsoft isn't evil, but they are. You know how many times I reformatted in the last 2 years? 36. I've been counting. It's like 36. It's every 5 weeks. For a while there, it was every week. When Microsoft, like I don't know, 6 or 7 updates ago, I had to update every week. I couldn't even keep like games running. And I don't know why it's like that. YouTube is doing... let's get on to YouTube here. Pretty much every video I've watched for the last week is about how anybody who uses an ad blocker on YouTube is getting terrible, shitty Microsoft performance. Like the app's laggy and it doesn't perform. Like here, I'll show you an example of it. Like here, you can see an example of it. If we go to YouTube, right, and I load a video, you're going to see a 3-second period where the audio won't load, and they did this on purpose. Like, watch this. You can see Microsoft and YouTube and all the corporate bastards fucking stealing in real time, So now watch how long it takes this video to load. Watch. See it? Now, I clicked on it. Nothing happened at all. Did you see it? I did click twice. I clicked twice on this link. And you can see YouTube doesn't like that I'm using an ad blocker, and YouTube was loading an ad there. And when I clicked on this twice, it actually loaded 2 ads twice instead. And YouTube doesn't like that I'm using an ad blocker, right? So now,
considered to be winners.
Now this one loaded fast, but now listen. Now look how long.
In 2018,
Look how long that
Netflix
took,
was
right? Look how long that took. Look how long. Oh no! See it just stumble, and then it's muted for 2 seconds.
But just remember,
and all the stuff. Yeah, it's like it just significantly in the last 5 weeks they have significantly reduced the performance of YouTube for people who aren't paying for YouTube Premium. And or I'm sorry, it's not premium at all. It's not that bad, but they would do that if they wanted to get canceled. But they didn't do that. They did, if you're using an ad blocker, we will give you terrible performance. They wrote it into their fucking client. And that's an example of the Microsoft bullshit that I'm talking about. Why these big Skynet companies should be dissolved. The big corpos. When I think the word corpo, what do you think I think? Do you think it's military industrial or prison industrial or homeless industrial? No, it's software industrial complex. I'm sorry. Corpo is software industrial complex. It's not any of the other sectors. It's not even guns. Corpo is a word that we use in cyberpunk fucking, steampunk like phrases to describe software development companies who are so crooked that they take over the world and force us to deal with malware and bloatware and delays in their products and shitty code. And they make my elderly mother fuck with Outlook for at least an hour every single day of her life and all this. That's an example of what Corpo actually is. Corpo is actually corporate thievery committed by software developers. It's very famous in the Asian circles, but we don't have it in America because no one has ever recognized, except for Michael fucking Crichton. Nobody's ever fucking recognized that it's actually happening in America. The corporatization and the march of the bastardization of all of our conglomerates. And, and this I will publish. That is the oligarchs flexing their Satan muscles and, and going crazy. And, and I really believe this. We have essentially Cyberpunk is real and it's Microsoft. I mean this. I'm not saying this to be hyperbolic or, to try and scare people or, make them worry all the time. I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. I can show you the fucking proof. The march of the corporate bastards in this country is disgusting, and Microsoft is at the head of the march of the bastards. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I only do this when Microsoft steals at least an hour of my time each day. Then I go off on Microsoft for at least half an hour on my stream. If Microsoft steals an hour of my time each day, I am going to fucking light into Microsoft. Absolutely. And I'm going to hit them for everything that they do. Every single fucking day. I really hate Microsoft. Like, I hate Nazis and fucking rapists. Because to me, they all cause the same sort of damage. Endless, unhealable, unrecoverable damage. It's the theft of your time. You can't recover from that. It's the only thing you can't recover from. You can recover from injuries and, it's time, death, and taxes are the three things that you can't get away from, right? So yeah, what's the worst thievery in mankind's history? It's Microsoft, and it's and it's stealing our time at such a massive level that we have the worst corporate identity to ever disgrace mankind's fucking lexicons, and it's stealing time from me even on a personal level of something like 7 hours a week. 35 hours. 28 hours. 28 hours a month. Microsoft is personally stealing from me something like 28 hours a month. Do you pay me for that? No. And they're stealing 28 hours a month from pretty much every digital worker on this planet. And we let this happen. Why? We have zero oversight for 70 years. Why? We have oversight for every single... Okay, we've got oversight for strippers in Washington, but we don't have oversight for Microsoft. We care about how bouncers and DJs treat strippers in strip clubs, But we don't care about how Microsoft steals personally 40 hours of your work every single fucking month of your life. We don't care. Now, I don't think the stripper thing affects me personally, but Microsoft does. But yet, I heard a whole lot about strippers' rights this week, but I didn't hear anything at all, ever, for 70 years about oversight for Microsoft, because they are killing us with it. They are our overlords. They are the corpo. They have killed us. The conspiracy theory is real, and it is Bill Gates, and he has killed us. Microsoft is the worst thing since Hitler. Bill Gates is the worst thing since Hitler. I view them as the same. You can say Hitler's worse because he took lives, and you would be correct. Microsoft has stolen more hours. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta kind of wonder, with 7 billion people on the fucking planet, what do we have more of? Lives or time? I think it's lives. So Microsoft steals all this time all the time, and you never hear a fucking word ever from anybody. Never hear anybody talk about this ever. And I want to hear somebody talk about it. You know, like Operation Ivy or something. You never hear anybody talk about Operation Ivy either. And I want to talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, but we're never going to talk about it, are we? We're never going to talk about Microsoft, are we? Nope. We're just going to continue to let them steal time, billions of man hours every year for the rest of mankind's fucking history, I guess. We're just going to let Microsoft fucking steal from us. Yeah? Not me. I'll let them steal from me, but not quietly. Not quietly. I've never been quiet when somebody steals from me, and I won't do it with Microsoft. The worst theft of time I've ever experienced was Microsoft, and I'm sick of it. I want to see some oversight. I want them to pay out $1 billion every time something won't run. Because it's like, I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, that's what Ford does. Ford has recalls all the fucking time and shit. They actually have oversight and corporate fucking responsibility and shit. You don't. We've never even remotely talked about software oversight ever. Not once. In the history of the media or in mankind have we ever talked about maybe policing the fucking software developers. Has it ever even come up once? No. You got to kind of wonder why. Because it's the last Wild Wild West. It's the only place that they can steal. It's the only place they can freely steal from us and rape children without prosecution anymore. So they're all software developers now. They're all on the Lolita Express now. Hey, you know, Barbara Walters wants to know. Barbara Walters wants to know, Bill, were you on a plane with 5-year-old girls? Why are you waffling in front of Barbara Walters, Bill? You know? Yeah,
reported at that time.
You kind of wonder why the worst crime in mankind's history, worse than World War II or the Holocaust. Not to downplay it, but I'm just saying the loss of time is worse than all of World War II combined. World War I and World War II combined. Microsoft has stolen more time than World War I and World War II, and we never ever fucking talk about it. We never talk about the trillions of hours of man hours stolen every single day by fucking Microsoft's spaghetti ass code. With zero oversight and zero fucking like corporate responsibility or Senate oversight or anything like that at all, you know what I'm saying? And and then I get to watch Bill Gates waffle in front of fucking PBS about how Jeffrey Epstein and buying 5-year-old girls on the Lolita Express was a mistake.
That you had a number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. Who, when
you bought little 5-year-old girls from him, Bill Gates and the Microsoft, Hitler-esque, terrible,
met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. And he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. What did you know about him when you...
Did you purchase minors from him? Say it, Barbara. Did you purchase minors from him? You guys aren't good at being the media. You're not good at being a prosecutor. A good prosecutor never would have ever flown without the initial fucking,
were meeting with him?
Without the initial question. Did you purchase minors from Jeffrey Epstein on the Lolita Express? Why can't these fucking media and these fucking prosecutors ask real questions? Ask the real question.
Yourself in the hopes of raising...
You suck at the media. You think you're the best. You're not. You suck at the media. You can't ask any fucking questions at all. You're no better than him.
Money.
No, yeah, I purchased 5-year-old girls. Yeah, I did from Jeffrey. I did. But you surely shouldn't ask me this question on PBS right now. I don't want to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that right now. I just want to keep making my turkey. I just want to keep fucking the world. I just want to keep fucking the world right now. I don't want to hear about this right now.
Tim, I regret doing that.
I regret doing that. I regret buying 5-year-old girls from Jeffrey and driving the world into the fucking toilet with Bill Gates and the Microsoft virus and
relationships with
5-year-old girls on a fucking plane overseas. Yeah.
Said.
Yeah, and I see you as the corrupt head of that corpo fucking March of the Bastards that I fear more than the Nazis, Hitlers, or rapists combined. I fear this man more than rapists and Nazis combined, because he's worse.
Would give to global health, which is
I didn't sleep with any little girls. Look at the guilty ass motherfucker fucking lie.
Interesting.
Look at his eyes go left, right, beady, left, right.
I have,
lie.
Nearly enough philanthropy goes in
lie.
Direction. Those meetings
were they were a mistake. It was a mistake to buy 5-year-old girls while I ran my personal criminal empire that's destroying the planet every single day of our lives by stealing 40 hours of your work every month. You know what I'm saying? With just complete ineptitude.
It didn't result
in a prosecution, so here I am standing in front of you talking about this with my, I'm not a liar or anything. I didn't sleep with little girls. No, I didn't.
Time ago now.
Yeah,
so there's nothing new.
That you continued.
It was reported that you continued to buy little girls from him. Why can't you ask him the fucking questions? Fucking media is goddamn fucking worthless. Ask him the question. It'll be like, I want to hear from him. Oh, that's a completely inappropriate question. I won't respond to it. That's what I want to hear from him. But I want you to ask the fucking question. Instead, you use this weird media speak to let him scape out on some prosecutor's fucking slide because you like him and you work with him and you help him fuck children. You know what I'm saying? You're part of the fucking virus. And like...
with him over several years. And that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when
his eyes aren't shifty or anything, no.
Found out about his background?
Well...
I didn't sleep with these little girls.
I didn't. Having those dinners.
Yeah, most people shake hands with Jeffrey like Trump after they buy little girls, right? Nah, Bill Gates had dinners with Jeffrey, which you got to kind of wonder what went on there. Is that some kind of weird, like, Greek, like, fucking, Marquis de Sade fucking child sex fucking orgy? What were the dinners with Jeffrey, Why did you have dinners with Jeffrey, Bill?
Absolutely nothing new on that.
And you see the connections all begin to rear their ugly head, and you see that everyone wants to talk about Israel-Palestine instead of Microsoft. But I think the real evil is Microsoft. I don't fear Israel and Palestine. I fear Microsoft because Microsoft is the one stealing from me every single day. You know what I'm saying? The actual, when you actually look at the damage being caused and what it's being caused by, you come up with the answer Microsoft. You don't come up with Israel, do you? Let's see, what affected you worse as an American in the last year? Was it Microsoft or Israel? Palestine. What actually affected you as a personal human being, right? Did Israel-Palestine get up in your shit and steal time from you this year? Or did Microsoft? We got problems at home, you fucking idiots. Get off the foreign wars and deal with these fucking pederast criminals we've got destroying us from the inside. Get the fuck off of Israel and Palestine now and worry about him. Worry about the real criminals stealing time from you and me. You piece of shit, worthless motherfuckers driving the country into the fucking ground, talking about bullshit overseas like it affects you in any way or fucking form. This guy affects you, but he gets the skate. The people that don't affect you get 100% uptime of the news cycle. You want to know why that is? Because the news cycles roll with him. They don't want him on the news cycle. They want Israel-Palestine. When was the last time you met somebody from Israel-Palestine, right? Right? Then compare it to when was the last time you had to deal with Microsoft? Was it in the last day? Yeah. Who's the real problem here? Is it Microsoft or Palestine, Israel? Yeah. Israel, Palestine costs lives. Microsoft costs time. Sooner or later, you're going to have to understand that time's valuable too. It's just as valuable as life, maybe.
Is there a lesson for you?
Yeah, don't sleep with little girls. Don't use your billions to buy little girls and sign NDAs. Don't do that. You ever seen somebody pray on a you ever seen somebody fucking pray on a fucking news interview before? I have now.
Anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so you know, in general, you always have to be careful. And I'm very proud of what.
Did you purchase little girls from Jeffrey Epstein? Just fucking say it. Why can't you guys come out and say it? That's the problem with the world today. You have to double speak everything like Trump. Why can't you fucking ask him the actual prosecutorial fucking question? A lawyer wouldn't fuck around with it. They can't afford to, but the media can. The media is a bunch of fucking jokes. They can fuck around they can afford to fuck around and defend this criminal because they're criminals themselves. They can fuck around and afford to do that. Lawyers can't. Lawyers can't permit this guy to fucking lie. They're going to ask him the fucking question directly and sink him in court. Media won't ask the question because they're bad at what they fucking do now. I don't want to give you any fucking credit. That interview was a debacle. You were there to grill him, and instead you sounded like his own lawyer in a fucking prosecution, and you're trying to help him. That's what it sounded like. Damn it, I love you, Barbara Walters, or whatever your fucking name is. Who is Judy or somebody or another? I love her. I love that PBS lady, but she's not so good at her fucking job. If she'd asked the real fucking questions, we might have actually had some change in this world. Instead, you're like, can you talk to us about how you feel like it might have been a mistake to talk to Jeffrey? Instead of being like, did you purchase little girls from Jeffrey Epstein? Can't you ask the prosecutorial question? You're the fucking media. You're worth nothing if you can't ask the fucking question. And no, your journalistic integrity is worth nothing if you can't ask the question. Ask the fucking question. Ask the question. You're not good at it. You're not good at being the media. Just like he's not good at Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? Windows isn't good at Windows. You're not good at being you're the media, but you're not good at being the media. You're the government, but you're not good at being the government. You're the Microsoft, but you're not good at Windows. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sick of your fucking two-faced bullshit, double-speak, two lives. Oh, I'm Microsoft, but I don't know how to code correctly. Or I'm the media, but I don't know how to ask a question correctly. Or I'm a drug dealer, but I don't know how to keep the dope pure. Or any of this other fucking stupid shit, you know? Like, god damn it, like, you're double-speak and you're fucking bullshit, like politician neurolinguistics and your bad questions and your weird prosecutorial fucking things because you're scared of getting sued all the fucking time. Like, I'm sorry, but to me, your journalistic integrity, even PBS, which is my favorite fucking media source, right? Even PBS is completely journalistically fucking compromised in every single fucking way. She couldn't ask him the question. To me, that makes her worthless to me. It makes them worthless to me. If you can't ask the fucking question, what good are you? Why do we not ask him the question? Nobody's ever asked him the question. Oh my fucking God. If I were to shoplift $13 from the Safeway, I'm gonna get fucking grilled by the in-store fucking security for half an hour and shit. You know what I'm saying? About why and what I'm doing and all this other stupid ass shit. But this fucking criminal, billionaire criminal, raping children and shit, you can't even ask him a straight question like, did you purchase little girls from Jeffrey Epstein? It's not a hard question. Just ask him what everybody wants to hear. We used to have media that actually had the balls to fucking do it. And no, it wasn't Walter Cronkite. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Walter Cronkite. Those people that you think were the best media that we ever had, that was not it. I'm talking about like fucking Abby Hoffman and the fucking Democracy Now! People who actually ask the fucking questions that the public want to hear. Like, nobody cares about, do you think it's a mistake to have met with Jeffrey? Nobody cares about that fucking question. Ask him, did you buy little girls from fucking Jeffrey Epstein 35 times? Because you were on the flight manifest 35 times. Ask him the fucking question like a real media or a real prosecutor. He's pretending to be a corpo. You're pretending to be a media. I don't like people who pretend to be things. Fuck you guys. Your authenticity and your fucking, your credibility are absolutely the fuck zero. I'm talking zero with me. PBS is zero with me. Your credibility is zero. Ask the fucking questions. You're too scared to. You're scared of the lawyers. You used to be a dynasty. Now you're a fucking joke like him. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft used to be a fucking dynasty. Now it's a child raping joke like these fucking joke media. You know, and Trump loves to talk about how, oh, fake news. More like, yeah, more like fake fucking anchors. Not fake news. Fake anchors. Fake media. Not fake news. Fake media. The media itself is fake. The news is almost always coached in some kind of truth. The fucking media themselves are too scared to ask a question. It's because you let the world get fucking, like fucking sewn up with lawyers. You let the lawyers turn this world into a fucking toilet. And now we can't even ask a question from a child rapist. You're a fucking joke and I won't back you. I won't back your fucking governments. I won't back your fucking media. You're a fucking joke. You have zero credibility. PBS included, and that's the only one I'll watch. PBS included. If you can't ask the fucking question, what good are you? God damn it, you make the newsroom spin in its fucking grave. You make fucking, remember the newsroom? You make Aaron Sorkin spin, you know what I'm saying? You'll make Aaron Sorkin spin with the questions that you don't have the balls to fucking ask. You could tell she was itching for it. She was itching to ask him. But her journalistic integrity and her fear of lawyers prevents her from doing anything at all. Anything at all. You let the world get like that. You think lawyers are good. I don't know. I think lawyers are good, yeah, but I'm not sure the damage they've done is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're too scared of being sued to ask him if he purchased little girls from fucking Jeffrey. You know, sink his fucking reputation or whatever. You're too scared to fucking do it. Then what good are you then as a journalist? If you're not scared to do that as a journalist, then if you're scared to do that as a journalist, expose Bill Gates, what good are you as a journalist? We used to have, Woodward and Bernstein's in this country. Now we've got goddamn fucking, National Enquirer on PBS. Ask the questions that matter, you fucking jokes. You're a fucking joke to me. I actually needed that question to be fucking asked. Instead, you're like, you think it's a mistake? Do you think it's a mistake that you were involved with Jeffrey? How about, did you purchase little girl? How about a prosecutorial question? Did you provide services or goods or exchange for underage minors in Jeffrey's fucking employ? You know what I'm saying? Ask him a real fucking prosecutorial question. Worthless ass media. You get up there and you use all your credibility and all your fucking years and all that work that you did, and you get to the fucking question that you need to ask to save the world's fucking soul and expose the corpo for what they are, and you ask him, do you think it's a mistake that you fucked little girls? Yeah, I think it is a mistake that he fucked little girls. I think it all is. I think we all think that. Ask him a real question like, did you do it? Did you do it? You don't ask him. You know what I'm saying? Did you do it? You know what I'm saying? Did you do it? It gets so fucking, like, it gets so chopped and screwed and twisted, you know what I'm saying? So that this child rapist walks free because you can't ask him a fucking question because you don't have the lady balls or whatever the fuck. You don't have the balls. Come on now. You spent 50 years in the fucking industry. You can't ask a fucking question. Pussy. Pussy. Media makes me so mad sometimes. Jesus Christ, you could save our souls, but instead you're asking, do you think it's a mistake? Yeah, I think it is a mistake that I fuck children, yeah. What kind of question is that? The kind of fucking question is that? It's prosecutorial, but it would have been at the end of the fucking session, not in the middle. Like, you know, that's the question you ask afterwards. Do you think it was a mistake? But she opened with that. You need to not open with that. You need to open with, did you provide goods or services or exchange to Jeffrey Epstein for the uses of an underage minor's sexual services? It's a shitty question, I understand, but you needed to fucking ask it. Now you've lost your journalistic integrity with me. You've lost it. You've lost that one important question in the last 100 years, and you fucking flubbed it. And so, yeah, you want to know why I don't watch much PBS anymore? That's fucking why.
Anti-immigrant protesters fought with police after a stabbing incident involving 3 young children.
A populist turn to the right.
The far right is getting stronger in Germany, and the far right party, AfD, is becoming...
Yeah, the March of the Bastards is getting stronger. Yeah. They're getting, you know, stronger.
And more radical. Germany's domestic intelligence service has warned.
Und wenn wir dereinst dieses Land regieren werden, dann verspreche ich der fragwürdigen Sippschaft da hinten, dann brechen für euch andere Zeiten an.
Recently,
like
riots
Hitler.
broke
It's a
out
bad
in
look.
Ireland's capital city, Dublin. The reason for the protest was anger at country's immigration policy.
Thank you, Business Basics, for the excellent content from my stream. I'd like to sub to your channel. This video is called Europe's Population Crisis is About to Explode. Demographics Collapse is Here. Is it the end of the EU?
Following a stabbing at a school by a man originally from Algeria. This incident sparked political clashes between the left and the right in Ireland, something that can be seen across Europe. For some time now, immigration has been one of the most polarizing issues in the continent, and the group which is opposed to immigration seems to be growing. A few months ago, an anti-immigration party called SVP became the biggest after an election in Switzerland. It doesn't hold a majority in the parliament, but it has received a significant 28.6% of the vote. The same happened in Netherlands 1 month later in a general election, where the right-wing Party for Freedom won. The whole campaign of this party was built around the immigration issue. It shows just how relevant it has become. In France, the right-wing party National Rally is currently leading in the polls. This is because of massive discontent with the current president Macron, who has a 69% disapproval rating. While the immigration issue isn't the only cause of this, it certainly plays a role. In Germany, we can see the same kind of development with the popularity of the AfD party. This party is the second biggest according to the polls, and getting rid of immigration is one of its biggest talking points. So, this issue of immigration is a pretty important one to discuss, as it's a prominent issue in many European countries. Now, I realize I may have some inherent biases here considering I come from an immigrant family. So, in this video, I'll try my best to stick to facts and studies that have been done by other people.
I have some inherent bias too. I come from the melting pot. We don't have immigration. We just have a bunch of idiot fucking conservatives trying to tell us that we do. We are the melting pot. Open borders, I know it scares the shit out of you non-anarchists, but I want open borders. I know it scares the living shit out of Republicans and Democrats when you hear it. But I actually am a really crazy fucking third party, independent, like ultra left wing liberal fucking anarcho nut. And I believe in open borders, and I don't believe in anything having to do with immigration. And I think that you spending money on it is you being evil. That money should have gone to fed our children and, you know, paved our roads and made sure our education systems thrived instead of died and all that. But no, you spent it on immigration. Why? The borders are open anyways. Anybody can get in this country. It always has been able to. That's like saying, I can become invincible. Nobody can ever reach me. No one's untouchable. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as borders. And I really am fucking sick of you guys acting like a fucking clown and saying that there is. There's no such things as borders. Mankind doesn't respect borders or boundaries in any way or form. Never has, never will. There's no such thing. Same thing as privacy or security on the internet. That doesn't exist either. Borders don't exist the same way that privacy and security on the internet don't exist. And I don't want to hear anybody talking about that anymore. I guess what the conservatives talk about all the time. Privacy on the internet and fucking, you know, and the immigration crisis. And I think, oh man, you aren't real human beings. You don't care about our fucking future at all. You don't understand that this is a melting pot and that we built our shit on other people's fucking sweat and tears. And you're fucking stupid. You couldn't run this country if you tried, and you don't know what this is. It's a melting pot. You could easily go on downtown to any major metropolis in any fucking city, even the smaller ones like small towns and stuff. You're gonna see an amalgamation of every color of skin under the sun. And to say that it isn't like that, or to say that the borders should be closed, I can see the borders being closed for disease reasons and stuff like that. Not closed, but just extremely, like, you know, very thorough health check for anybody who crosses them. But I don't believe in shutting borders, and I don't believe in anybody who wants to shut the borders, and I don't think you could ever say anything to make me think otherwise. I believe in open borders, just like I believe in open borders and open boundaries in real life too. I don't believe in rape or stealing or anything like that, or scams. But I do believe that those things exist, whether you say they're against the law or not. In the same way, immigration doesn't really exist, whether you say it does or not, because people are going to come in that border, whether you like it or not. It's like, you know, and I'm sick of, just like the war on drugs, you've been laboring under that fucking lie for like 25 or 50 or 75 or 100 years, something like that. You've been laboring under that lie that the war on drugs works and that borders actually function. They don't. You're fucking stupid. Get a fucking clue. Borders and drug control don't work. Stop trying. You're fucking stupid. If you think you can stop the people getting in this country, I've got some swampland in Florida for you, you fucking gullible, stupid piece of shit. Stop spending money on the borders other than making sure that they don't have any disease. You can't stop them anyways, and anybody who fucking tries should not be in a leadership fucking position in this country. We are the melting pot. Anybody who ever says differently is not American. We have every color under the fucking sun. We are the world's child. My mother didn't like it when I said open borders lately. She was like, oh no, they have disease and we don't want them in here. They'll cause COVID. And I'm like, no, I want the open borders. I'll take the COVID over the bullshit that we've got now. You're stupid. Not my mother, but anybody who's pro borders and pro immigration laws, you're fucking stupid. That's like saying that crime and violence doesn't exist or that you can stop it. That's fucking stupid. If somebody wants to get in this country, they will. You're fucking stupid. Now, yeah, let them come in, you know, if they want, but definitely screen them for health, you know. We don't want COVIDs, you know. But I mean, like, can we stop them from coming in? Absolutely the fuck not. No, we cannot. We cannot stop them from coming in. Maybe some of them actually belong here. Maybe some of them don't. I don't know what the fucking particulars are. But mainly, you can't stop them. Why did you try? It's like trying to... It's okay, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the same conservative retarded, and I'm going to use a word I don't like. I will say that the most retarded conversation I've ever heard in the history of the human race is abstinence. And conservatives talk a lot of retarded bullshit about that too. And the same way that they believe they can force teenagers to stop having sex is the same way that they think they can impose borders on this country. You can't. You can't stop them. They're gonna do it. They're gonna come in. They're gonna fuck. They're gonna have children. They're gonna come in. They're gonna give us COVID. You can't stop it. You shouldn't try. You should embrace them. And I'm gonna hit you with a different fucking philosophy. The same thing that I've hit my mother with if she hadn't shut me down when I try to speak, which is you should embrace the notion of power of people, not power over people. You have never abandoned the idea of these people coming in. If we can't stop them, we must embrace the power over them somehow. And make sure that they're in holding cells, or they're being monitored, or we have to put power over them somehow. You ever thought about how much better of a fucking world it would be if we just embraced them, and we're like, oh yeah, come on in. Here's a cheap apartment in Buenos Dias, Wyoming. And, and out here we don't have too much monetary growth going on. So we want you to live out here, and we want you to pay taxes and work jobs out here at the McDonald's or the fields or whatever, or even tech jobs. It doesn't matter what you do. We need work. We want to thrive. We want to take over the world, and I admit it. I'll say it. As an American, I want to take over the world. You want to know why? As an American I want to take over the world? It's not to have any power over them. I don't believe in power over people. I believe power of people, right? I want to take over the world and force them to do only one thing, which is get us out of here into space. Nice. Killed in 3 hits, but I have to kill him. I have to shoot him 17 times, but he has to only shoot me 3. Good development, you retard. Great design choice there. I'm sorry, does logic ever enter into your developer idiot brain? I don't think so, or it wouldn't take me 17 shots and him 3, Ridiculous. Get better at math. Why would the NPC take 3 times the amount of damage that I would? That's totally imbalanced and totally screwed and just not a good design at all. Don't know why you did that. You and your bullet sponge, Bethesda and Face Punch and every other triple anus idiot on the fucking block. You and your bullet sponge, you're so stupid. Oh, triple anus, you're so stupid. We forgive you, but we still hate you for it. Ouch. Don't kill me. I'm funneling with their incredibly bad inventory. Please don't kill me while I deal with their incompetent inventory. Please don't kill me. I'm sorry, I'm in a snarky mood. I've been ripping on Microsoft. I've been ripping on Bill Gates. I've been calling him a child molester right to his fucking face. I'm going to publish it, I'm going to say, why didn't you ask the strong questions? You used to be worth a damn, but now you're not. And all this other questions, and I'm going to be like, oh, man, if you think immigration exists, I've got some abstinence for you. I hope you never have sex again. If you think abstinence exists... Yeah, you're fucking stupid, and I think anybody who thinks that borders exist are fucking stupid too. I can circumvent any border that you could ever come up with. You're fucking stupid. You got a China wall? I've got a sapping hole. I don't care how big your China wall is. I'll dig a hole under it, which is why Trump was such a fucking living joke. Anybody talking about building a China wall in 2024 is so divorced from a history book or any kind of intellectual knowledge at all that you got to kind of wonder if they're smart enough to breathe. Anybody talking about a China wall against Mexico in 2020 or anything like that is so stupid. You got to kind of wonder how it's still possible for them to breathe. And I'm speaking from an intellectual standpoint, you know what I'm saying? You cannot wall out Mexico. I challenge you to try. And plus, we've had some popular media lampooning how really dumb that idea actually is. Remember Escape from New York? Escape from LA? Remember how much of a farce that actually was? John Carpenter thought that your idea of walling off Mexico was so fucking funny that he made an action horror comedy out of it in the 80s that was wonderful called Escape from New York. And he made fun of you idiots talking about a Mexico wall right to your fucking faces. We make movies making fun of you. You're that stupid. Anybody talking about stupid ass shit like that in 2020? Get a fucking clue. You and Logic don't mess with each other very often, I see. You know what I'm saying? You think you can stop somebody in this age of like robots and fucking bots and, you know, Caterpillar digging tools and, you know, the internet and cell phones and satellite internet and shit like that? If you think that they can't figure out how to dig a hole under a wall, you have got to be the worst, most lowest IQ, dumb motherfucker in the history of the human race. And I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about anybody who believes something that stupid. If you think you can build a wall to stop Mexico, I guess you just never learned what digging a hole was. You ever thought about how dumb a wall actually is? The only thing walls actually stop is animals. I know because I've climbed 40-foot walls in my lifetime before. You know what I'm saying? Walls don't stop anything. Now, we had the Berlin Wall. They'll stop commerce and they'll cause, you know, cold eras of dark ages, yeah. We'll have dark ages of walls, you know. I mean, Trump was proposing a dark age of walls. I love Mexicans. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with Trump. I don't love Trump, but I love Mexicans. I won't get it twisted. I won't let any other American misrepresent me. I love Mexicans. You can go fucking suck a dick. Just like I love every other fucking race on this fucking planet. And anybody who wants to say, who wants to represent me as an American, who tries to paint me as something other than that, a being of love towards every other fucking race on this fucking planet. Anybody who tries to paint me as anything other than that can suck a dick and fucking die as far as I'm concerned. You don't represent me. You're not representing me in the fucking courts or in the public laws or on the media or on those cameras or anything like that. Trump does not represent me, and nothing he's ever said or did represents anything that I think. You know what I'm saying? You want to treat Mexicans like shit like that? I'll treat you like shit like that, and I'll fucking shut you out of your fucking election. I'll vote against you, and I'll make you the world's joke for fucking 50 years. You want to talk about shutting out Mexicans? I'm going to talk about shutting out Trump. Fuck you, living joke. Be a living joke for 50 years. See how you like it. Talk about shutting out Mexicans. I want to shut out Trump. Shut out Trump and all the idiots who roll with him. Talking about shut out Mexico. Yeah, I'll shut out the conservative party, yeah. In every single country on this planet. Yeah. Fucking shitty bigots. You fucking shitty bigots. I'll hit you like South Park would say. Hey there, shitty bigot, shitty bigot. Hey there, shitty bigot, shitty bigot. Talking about your gender normative fucking pronouns or whatever. Hey there, shitty bigot, shitty bigot.
Instead of sharing my personal opinions. But nevertheless, this video should not be considered as end-all be-all on the immigration debate. Instead, this should be one of many resources when forming your own opinions. Also, like always, before starting,
yeah, you ever thought that maybe you shouldn't like listen to what your parents say, or the Republicans, or the Democrats, or the fucking government, or the fucking media, or any of that shit? You should probably maybe come to your own fucking conclusions. I guess just you and independent thought don't fuck with each other very often, or whatever. But I kind of need you to have independent thought now instead of being essentially a tool for the media machine. I'm going to need you to, you know, decide whether you're a part of the solution or you're the problem. I'm going to need you to do that now. You know, like, what's that band? Are you part of the solution or part of the problem? Who is that? That's a British rebellious rock band. I can't think of who it is. I can't think of their fucking name. Part of the solution or part of the problem quote was, forget the name of the band, but this is a quote, right? Part of the solution or part of the problem quote was famous lead singer Eldridge Cleaver was the original quote. I don't know him. Hey Hey there, shitty bigot. You know you are. You want to shut out all those Mexicans. You don't like fucking trans people. You're a shitty bigot. Your entire political party based around being shitty bigots. No one will say it to your fucking face except me. I'll say it because I don't care what you think. Never have, never will. And if you don't like it, shoot me with a high-powered rifle like you did all my fucking heroes. You know what I'm saying?
Warp drive active.
Hey there, shitty bigot. Hey, bigot, what do you think about how long women should have to wait before they can report rape? Yes, shitty bigot. Hey there, shitty bigot. You've never been raped before, so you think there should be a limitation on how long it'll be before people can complain about rape, you know? I can't get a small box. Where is the small box? There, I guess I will go buy a lot of large planters. Yeah, can we do this? No, we can't do that. I need a fresh water source. Perhaps I can pick up my own and move it. I need to know, I mean, I can't produce them anyway, so let's move the one that I have because I don't need it. Can't pick those up, huh? Nope. Alright. Well, I tried. Now, what were we watching? Europe's population crisis is about to explode.
Like button below. I'm sure to advertisers, immigration is a controversial topic, and YouTube is not a fan of topics that are not advertiser friendly. So your likes help us out a lot.
Yep.
Let's start.
I did. I liked and subbed to your
first thing
channel.
to look at
Thank you. Business Insider.
are the actual numbers of migration to Europe. The total population of all EU countries combined is about 448 million. Every year, about 2 to 2.5 million people enter the EU from the outside. But the numbers differ dramatically per country, as some countries have attracted more immigrants than others. For example, only 2% of Hungary's population is foreign-born, with most of these foreigners coming from nearby European countries. But in Sweden, the number is 10 times bigger, with 20% of the population being foreign-born. A big group of these immigrants come from war-torn Syria. The average for the European Union was about 12.8% in 2021. In the United Kingdom, this number is about 14.8%. However, the differences are also huge between different regions within those countries. Big cities like London, Paris, or Berlin house way more immigrants than the countryside or smaller cities. In London, for example, more than 20% of the people are not born in the UK. This is true for many urban areas in Europe, which attract most of the people from outside. There is also a huge group of...
Yeah, it's like, we're the melting pot. Yeah, we want to talk about immigration all the time. I'm sick of your two-faced bullshit. We're the melting pot. Just like, understand, we're the fucking melting pot. You can't stop it. You can't stop anybody from getting in this country. Stop trying. It's stupid. It's stupid that you're trying. It's like saying, oh, teenagers, we can stop teenagers from having sex. No, they're going to sneak around and they'll dig a hole under a wall if they have to. Trust me, they're going to do what they want to. You can't stop them. Their humanity, trying to stop humanity from doing anything is so stupid.
So-called second-generation immigrants in Europe, who are born in Europe but have two foreign-born parents. If you add this group to the figures, the group of non-native citizens become even larger. In general, most of the immigration coming from outside of Europe is from Africa, the Middle East, and Asian countries like India and China. When we are talking about immigration though, there are different kinds of immigration with different root causes. You have study-related immigration, work-related immigration, and asylum-related immigration. In the UK, the biggest categories of immigration are international students and people seeking a job. In 2018, these two categories made up 71% of total immigration. This is the same in many other EU countries, because they have high-quality universities and a lot of job offerings. Europe is a very attractive destination for people from poorer countries. Adding on to this are the extensive social welfare systems that many European countries have. Housing, health insurance, and monthly allowances are provided for the poorest in the society, including some of the immigrants. Critics of immigration say that some of these newcomers just want to benefit from the favorable European system. Others say that it's only fair to give immigrants these benefits because they will help the economy and be net positive. The smallest category of immigration is related to wars and conflicts, like the one in Syria. They are refugees who cannot live safely in their home country. Partly because of the many conflicts in the Middle East, many Arab Muslims have moved to Europe over the last decades. The war in Syria, Iraq, and Libya has displaced millions of people. Because Europe has a lot of opportunities, many of these refugees went to seek asylum in the EU and the UK. In the European Union, which had a very small number of Muslims a few decades ago, it was reported that there were 19 million Muslims in 2010. In a scenario with continued high immigration, this population could reach 75 million by 2050. This is also because of high fertility rates in the Muslim communities. This will be a significant part of the future population, especially because the native population will shrink due to extremely low birth rates. Safe to say, immigration has been a big topic in European politics. But before we look at the upsides and the downsides of immigration, we have to look at its history. One of the key moments was the 2015 migrant crisis, where hundreds of thousands of people tried to cross the EU borders illegally. As a result of an uptick in violence in the Middle East and Africa, many people tried to go to Europe in search of a better life. In a single year, this totaled 1.3 million asylum seekers. 80% of them were fleeing from wars in Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. This overflowed the border countries, mainly Italy, Greece, and Hungary, who were receiving the biggest share of the migration. Because the European Union has the freedom of movement, the 2015 crisis was also a tough point for the existence of the Union itself. Every person who enters the Schengen area can travel freely within the territory without further controls. When Italy or Greece accepts migrants, many of them move on to other countries like France or Germany. The United Kingdom was also a popular destination, although it was never part of the Schengen area. As a result, there were many disputes about how many migrants should be let into the EU territory and to which country they should go eventually. Hungary, which is at the eastern flank of this area, was receiving hundreds of thousands of refugees through the Balkan route. Many of the migrants eventually wanted to go to Germany, and they needed to cross either Slovenia or Hungary to get there. Now, there are great differences between Western Europe and Eastern Europe when it comes to the public opinion on migrants. In the East, they were very opposed to taking in refugees, while Western countries were in favor of it because of humanitarian grounds. So, the EU lacked a clear policy on the migration issue, which shook it to its core. For some time, there were hundreds of thousands of refugees stuck in Hungary. The poor humanitarian circumstances that these refugees faced sparked outrage all over Europe. Hungary's president, Viktor Orbán, didn't like the huge inflow of refugees, so he sent the newcomers to other European countries and he built a border wall. This caused a lot of immigrants to go through Slovenia.
This caused a lot of people to just go around the wall. Anybody talking about a wall? Durr! You know, like really low IQ. I'm talking like a 5-year-old is like, yeah, Daddy, there's no wall that I couldn't figure out a way around. A smart 5-year-old could circumvent the Great Wall of China. It's called a shovel. Fucking stupid.
Country at
Fucking
the edge of
stupid, worthless pieces of shit. Got leadership roles somehow because of the Electoral College or something like that. When they couldn't even figure out how to circumvent a wall or something like that. A 5-year-old can figure out. You know, how did you get to be so rich and successful? You can't even figure out how to, like, that anybody can dig a hole under a wall?
area. many of these so-called transit countries were starting to impose their own border controls, which turned out to be a diplomatic mess. Germany stepped in to take in the largest number of immigrants, processing more than 1.4 million asylum applications. This was more than any other country in the EU, with France only processing less than 300,000 asylum seekers. Apart from having a large societal impact, there are also huge costs associated with taking in refugees. In 2015 alone, Germany spent more than $20 billion on processing refugees and providing essential services to them. So, some people think it's unfair for Germany to take in more migrants per capita than any other EU countries. However, the former German Chancellor Angela Merkel saw no other option. Because other countries like Hungary and Italy weren't going to take in that many refugees, she felt that Germany had to solve the humanitarian crisis. Her famous sentence was,
Wir schaffen das.
which means something like, we can manage this. But it was clear that the European Union needed to adopt a central policy to prevent this from getting further out of hand. One of the policies that was adopted after 2015 was the controversial EU-Turkey deal. 850,000 of the irregular migrants crossed into EU territory through the Aegean smuggling route, which goes from Turkey to Greece. Most of them were Syrians, who arrived in groups on Greek islands with fragile boats. Many of them didn't want to stay in Turkey because of the few opportunities they have there. With the new deal, however, Greece could send migrants back to Turkey. For every irregular migrant returned to Turkey, the EU would accept one Syrian migrant through legal routes. Turkey would also try to restrict the flow of migrants to Greece. In turn, the European Union would give Turkey 6 billion euros to improve the situation of Syrian refugees in the country. However, this deal was criticized because it doesn't look at every migrant's individual situation. According to international law, every asylum seeker should be examined individually. But as the EU recognized Turkey as a safe country for refugees, things got complicated. Irregular migrants coming from Turkey have no chance in the asylum process because there's no valid reason to leave Turkey according to EU lawmakers. The deal has been partly successful in the sense that illegal border crossings dropped dramatically. They went from 885,000 in 2015 to about 42,000 in 2017. This meant that Turkey route was effectively closed, but it seemed like it would be open again in 2020 after relations between the EU and Turkey soured over a dispute. Turkey wanted to occupy a part of North Syria to create a safe zone for Syrian refugees. This was because 3.6 million Syrian refugees were living in Turkey, which cost the Turkish government billions of dollars. The EU didn't like the safe zone idea, which President Erdogan responded to by reopening the border crossing to Greece. The Greek authorities responded to this move by forcefully repelling immigrants and suspending the asylum procedures. But all this political back and forth has harmed the refugees. Because of complicated asylum processes and the Turkey deal not fully working, many immigrants wound up stuck in Greece. For years, tens of thousands of people have been living in refugee camps on the Greek islands. The European Human Rights Watchdog described the circumstances there as horrible. There's not enough food, poor hygiene conditions, and not enough access to healthcare. Although the number of people in these camps had decreased significantly over the years, it's rising once again. This is due to the worsening relationship between the Turkish and the Greek government. According to the Greek Interior Minister, Turkey doesn't take migrants back anymore. To change this status quo, the government in Athens wants to re-energize, rejuvenate, and expand the 2016 deal. But it's not only Greece that experienced large amounts of irregular migration. Italy is also dealing with large amounts of people entering the country by boat. By September 2023, 120,000 people had already entered the country. As you can see from this chart, these extreme levels are similar to 2016. Once again, Italy is experiencing a migration crisis. The Sicilian island is one of the hotspots of this immigration, and it recently received a record 7,000 migrants in just 2 days. They arrived by boat from North Africa, as the island is located just 90 miles from Tunisia. In general, 50% of boat migrants travel from Tunisia, 37% from Libya, and 12% from Turkey. However, the vast majority of them don't come from these countries themselves. in boats from Tunisia. The majority comes from West African countries like Ivory Coast, Guinea, and Cameroon. In these countries, there aren't as many economic opportunities, which is the main reason for going to Europe. However, there are also refugees who are fleeing from the food insecurity, wars, and terrorism. Italy isn't the only country who's receiving these migrants from the Mediterranean. On this map, you can see that there are roughly 3 categories of sea routes. One from Turkey to Greece, one from North Africa to Italy, and another from North Africa to Spain and France. But because it's easiest to access, Italy is by far the most popular destination nowadays. However, there are still huge risks involved in crossing the Mediterranean Sea from Northern Africa. In 2023 alone, more than 2,500 boat migrants have died or gone missing at sea. At the height of the migration crisis in 2016, more than 5,000 people drowned crossing the sea. Despite this danger, many people still go aboard these fragile boats in search of a better life. This is not unique to the Mediterranean Sea, as it's also happening near the Canary Islands. This is a small piece of Spanish territory in the Atlantic Ocean, which is also experiencing record migration right now. This year alone, more than 32,000 people have arrived there. Similarly to Italy, majority of these people take a very dangerous journey with a real risk of getting lost in the ocean or getting shipwrecked. Needless to say, this issue of overseas migration is a very controversial one in the European politics. On one hand, people want to protect the vulnerable refugees, but on the other hand, the border countries don't want thousands of people illegally entering into their territory. To try and manage this, the European Union has created the Frontex organization. This agency is supposed to coordinate and lead efforts to manage the illegal migration. As you can see on this chart, it is rapidly growing and becoming one of the biggest EU agency. Right now, the budget is close to 1 billion euros. However, Frontex has also attracted a lot of criticism over the years. The organization was likely involved in controversial migrant pushbacks. It forced people fleeing to Greece to go back to Turkey, which is illegal under international law. Before you send people back, they have a right to an asylum process. But helping sea migrants cross the sea is also a controversial issue. There are many non-governmental organizations that rescue migrants who are crossing the sea. The Italian government doesn't like this because it could be a pull factor for more illegal immigration. When there are a lot of NGOs trying to rescue people, irregular migration could become easier. That's why the Italian government created a law to ban these organizations from doing multiple search and rescue missions in a row. This is supposed to slow down the NGOs. Recently, 2 rescue ships were detained for breaking this law. And this is not the only place where irregular migration has caused a political trouble. At the border between Poland and Belarus, it's even worse. The refugee crisis has been weaponized. Because Belarus is closely allied with Russia, it doesn't have good relations with the European Union. That's why it invented a scheme to put pressure on the EU by opening up yet another illegal migration route. Belarus took in thousands of refugees from Middle Eastern countries like Iraq, to then send them to the Polish, Lithuanian, and Latvian borders. The basic idea of the Belarusian dictator Lukashenko was, and I quote, to flood the EU with drugs and migrants. By August 2023, 19,000 people already tried to enter the country that year. As a response, Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia built border walls to protect their territory. This triggered a humanitarian crisis as the refugees were stuck at the border. Just south of Belarus, there is also a humanitarian crisis which is still ongoing. The war in Ukraine has displaced 8 million people within the country, and 6 million have fled to other European countries. But for a couple of reasons, this didn't cause the same amount of turmoil as other migration has done. Nearly every member state supports Ukraine, which makes taking in Ukrainian refugees relatively easy. Poland stepped in to take in the largest number of Ukrainians, which is estimated 1.6 million refugees living in the country. This country is usually very critical of migration, but the situation in Ukraine was an exception. For one, the migration coming from Ukraine is hopefully of a temporary nature. The men have all stayed to fight, and many of the refugees would like to go back once the war is over. There is still no end in sight right now, but the war won't go on forever. Second of all, the sheer proximity of the war makes Europeans feel very involved in the situation. A war right at the EU's border feels different than a war on another continent. There are many cultural similarities between Ukrainians and other Europeans, especially for right-wing parties. This cultural element is very important in deciding who to take in. Now that we know some historical background, we can move on to some of the political factors that play a role in this issue. There are many upsides to immigration, especially in Europe. Because the continent is facing an unprecedented fertility rate collapse, immigration is needed to prevent a total population collapse. With a fertility rate of just 1.5, Europe is in for a tough future when we look at its demographics. Every generation will shrink by 25%, causing huge shortages in the labor market. In the European Union, there will be 35 million less people within the working age by 2050. Eventually, this could lead to businesses leaving Europe, causing an economic downturn. Because the fertility rates have a delayed effect, it's already too late to prevent this from happening. The people that are supposed to replace the huge boomer generation in Europe should have been born right now. But the problem is, they haven't. We can see this very clearly in the population pyramids of European countries. There is a huge group of people aged 30 to 60 who are about to retire over the coming decades. However, the next generation is significantly smaller, which will cause huge problems. For one, the entire retirement system is headed for collapse if this continues. The younger generation is never going to be able to pay for the retirement of such a huge amount of retirees. Second of all, the economy of Europe will enter decades of recession. This is pretty obvious when you cut it down to the essentials. If you have less people to produce and consume goods, your economy shrinks. Europe is already falling behind US economically, and the demographic crisis will only—
I love talking to sci-fi nerds. They're all raised on Star Trek: The Next Generation, and they know better than to fight with Klingons down in the cave. We all know better. Nobody wants to get in a fucking set phasers to stun, right? Wait, am I full already? Yes, I am. God damn it. Moon golf.
The asteroid is depleted.
Damn it. That's supposed to be blocked.
asteroid is depleted.
Damn it. Why did my thing shut off?
The asteroid is depleted.
Oh, I'm full again. Damn it, no. Don't stop mining. My drone went away for some reason. Oh my god, I'm making so much money.
The asteroid is depleted.
О чем, снимаем уже? Привет, from Russia. My name is Nikolai. I am the farmer from Rязань County. Our farm produces milk,
How is my farm produces milk?
cheese, eggs, and many other types of products. It's a lie that we are a technically backward country. It's newest robots from Ijevsk Dynamics
Newest
Corporation. Government gives you Android to help your business. Тихо, блин. They say that we have bedrooms. This is bullshit. We don't need them. But we suffer from air turbulence. It was going for 2 years by post of Russia. Вот ждешь потом.
That won't be hard. Well, that won't be hard. Well, that won't be hard. Well, that won't be difficult. Really made me laugh. That was like some house humor. Well, that won't be difficult. Oh, you guys can't see this. You can't see this conversation. I'm having a conversation with people. But I mean, whatever. I'm playing the games. It's whatever. I'm glad that they can't see the conversation. It's not for you. It's the conversation's not for the public. It's a private conversation. Everyone is building a war bot. Did you see Chappie? Everyone is building a war. If the U.S. doesn't have a war bot, I don't want to be American anymore. Like, right now today. I don't want to be U.S. anymore. He'd be slipping.
Welcome to Robot Wars, where teams of brilliant engineers bring their beautifully crafted in search of glory.
From the spinners to the flippers, the cluster bots to the axes, the goal for all of our teams is to become the new Robot Wars champion.
You have good taste.
The asteroid is depleted.
God damn
the
it.
asteroid is depleted.
God damn it. Why do you constantly stop mining? It's so annoying. It's hard to make money when I'm talking to these intellectual people. Also, yeah, oh, it's always... Oh, it's 6 a.m. It's a good time to go out, I guess. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, I gotta run my kit. It's kit time. Kit time. Gold supporter. Yeah. I have guns. Lots of guns. I've got guns, 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 guns. I've got guns, guns, guns for your buns, 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 huns. I've got guns for your buns, huns. I've got a gun for... Never mind. I like the premise more than... Yep. Because I'm living it. Because I'm living it. I mean, let's be honest. Both. I'm moving away from the rock. Werner Vinge across real time. Let's do it. Werner Vinge across real time. Signals or whatever, and they start popping. Tad Williams, Otherland. I really love this convo. Yet. Avoid spidery thoughts. I don't think we need to. I'm just telling you where my instincts went. I'm just telling you what my instincts tell me. I'm not trying to say it is so. Trying to say it is actually so. That's the scientific. That's the scientific view. If we didn't program it, it's not there, right? Yeah. Oh, I do every day. I love watching ice mining. I actually do enjoy it. It's funny. I like the EvE folk. They actually have brains. They're not talking about rap or some stupid shit, you know? Oh, are you full? $16. It's like watching paint dry. Yeah, I have a memory when I was 2. They stuck something in my thumb. It gave me a fever dream. It hurt so bad I remember it. Titan, I knew of, yeah. Just never had heard the word or knew of it. Yeah, German can do it. It's truly smart people. They're so rare. Truly smart people are so rare. It's kind of funny. It's good to be around it. You know, I'm brain damaged from the drugs and the lifestyle and the problems and all this stuff and the literal, like, you know, like swan dive into the fucking pavement. But, like, you know, I still have a good brain like them. I know I do. None of those concepts they talk about are foreign to me or above me. Mm-mm. I'm just a pragmatist. I made so much money today. Hee hee hee. Alt tab, alt tab, alt tab. Why does it feel like I'm constantly full? It's so annoying. Ugh. My god, I don't have room for any more loot. So annoying. What am I gonna do? Is that thing empty? No. What about out there? Is any of this? Yeah, that's empty. Yeah, yeah. Who cares about all this? But it is fun. And I feel safe in here. And it feels RP like it's my own little, like tree house or whatever. And I really like it. And, yeah, this was a good mine. Thank you for boost. Felt good today. I ain't gonna load Disco Elysium right now. I forgot, but I would like to hear some Disco Elysium music. And maybe get, like, a conversation done. I'm not gonna play very long, but I want to hear the music. The music is fucking tip-top. And I got Disco Elysium for $5. It's so good. It's so good. But I didn't load FFXI. I thought I did, but I didn't. Oops. So actually, I'm good. Oops. Damn it. God, I love Revachol.
Hello again. How can I help you? Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road never really gelled well with the movement of my thoughts. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop and then moving on.
What?
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something. Traffic? I'm sorry, officer. Now that
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
He shakes his head, slowly.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Nope. Damn it. No, I don't want to sell anything, no. That was a mistake.
Hello again. Traffic? Now that I think about it...
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
He shakes his head, slowly.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything. No one likes to see what you have to see every day. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Can you do this? I don't know. I don't think you can. Oh, I almost had a dare, but I got a really good jump. Oh. No, I don't think you can do that. Ugh. Mainly hanging around hoping to hear... Oh. Hoping to hear a vendor and run out there and buy an AK off him. But I haven't been hearing them come through, kind of.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple